What's up, everyone? It's Turner Fan 77, aka Rich from Faces for Radio, and I'm back with a new episode of We Are Not Supposed to Watch This Today. And let's bring out the co-host of this show, Adam. How you doing,
What's
man?
going on, everybody? How you been? How you been? I've been doing just fine. How are you, good sir?
I've been doing great.
Good to see
Glad to
you. Good to
finally,
see you.
it's been so long since we've chatted. I'm glad to have you back for this
Glad to be here.
very
Here.
masterpiece of a movie we're going to discuss. And this week's movie is Tusk. Um, Before we get into that, I want to talk about I was lucky enough and blessed enough to be able to go out east to the Mecca of Kevin Smith places. Oh shit, I just messed up. Sorry. I'm still not good at all this.
Hey, it's all right. Can't
Yeah.
wait to hear.
Well, I was able to go out. I hit Quick Stop. I hit Jay and Silent Bob's Secret Stash. I hit his movie theater, Smodcat. Well, it's Smodcastle Theater or something like that. Smod Theater, I think that's what it's called. It was a blast. Standing outside of Quick Stop, where let me put this up here. Right there. There's me standing outside of Quick Stop.
That's
Next to
awesome.
RST videos. It was amazing. I went inside. The guy in there working was just super nice. Stand at the clerk desk. There's my soda. There's what else did we do there? We went to
Did he tell you he was? Did he tell you he was supposed to be there that day?
No, he did not. He didn't talk a whole lot. I tried to get him to talk, but he wasn't having it.
I understand.
And then there's the Brody sign. There's Buddy Christ. That's pretty cool.
That's what I wanted. That's what I would love to stand next to.
Yeah, and then I wish I would have went around and took the front picture because it was in a cage of the walrus costume there, that was pretty cool. It had some really cool detail. But that was my trip to Jersey, and I also picked up Clerks 2 signed copy by Jason Mewes and Kevin Smith. So
that's awesome. That's awesome. Very cool.
Yeah. It was a blast. It was something I've been wanting to do since I fell in love with Clerks back in the 90s. How many years ago that was? But hopefully one day you will get to go out there.
Yeah, it'd be, and it's funny. That's right in my neck of the woods too. When it comes to growing up in PA, not that far away. So if I'm ever up there visiting my folks and have a few free days, it'd be a fun time to go out there.
Yeah, you're from the Philadelphia area or Pittsburgh?
Right? No, I'm from Central Pennsylvania originally.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, we stopped in Philly and hit the Rocky Stairs, which that was cool for me. I love the Rocky. Cool that was pretty cool. But yeah, anything else that you've been up to?
Oh man, just working a lot, just taking care of the family, and trying to get in as much movie viewing time as I can, as much as possible, and catching up on old flicks, trying to find old flicks, keeping up with the collection, keeping up with the website, all that good stuff,
So what is your website?
Actually, it's I don't specifically have a website, but I sell on Amazon. My niche for anybody out there collecting is rare and out of print DVDs, Blu-rays, VHSs. It's actually Amazon.com/shops/Archangel OOP, just like my name there sort of says. Archangel OOP, not the DVD part, just Amazon.com/shops/Archangel OOP.
Awesome. Have you sold anything really big lately?
Not super big recently. I'm hoping some of that comes through in the Christmas season. The people I know everybody's running a little tight this year, and I understand that. But no, nothing really major. I sold a Night of the Living Dead 50th anniversary Criterion box not too long ago. That was about 100, 125, something like that. And but weirdly enough, I've actually sold more VHS over the past month than I have DVDs or Blu-rays, and obviously there's huge comeback market for the VHSs out there. People are
which is
starting to realize
crazy
that
to me.
people are
Which is
starting to realize that there are thousands upon thousands of titles that will never make it to Blu-ray or
yeah,
4K or DVD, and they're starting to collect those. And you see people re-collecting all their childhood clamshell VHSs and things like
yeah.
that. So but it's pretty interesting going out there trying to find older stuff again nowadays. So it's fun. It's a good time chill trying to find all that old stuff out there.
That's awesome. You always have the best luck too. Like he
I
sends me
try.
pictures of all these cool stuff that he finds at swap meets,
Like
Goodwill.
I found.
No, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying I would just to let everybody know I found one the other day that was an old Kathleen Turner movie called Crimes of Passion. It's a Ken Russell film, and it was made by Anchor Bay in 1998. So this was the first gen DVD, and the only special feature on it, as on the back it says special features, is that it's in widescreen. That's the only special feature on there. So it just goes to show you how old that is. Considering. Basically, the first year and a half that DVDs came out, that was a special feature. That was in widescreen and not full frame.
Oh, sorry, I did something real quick. Let's get to the chat real quick before
Sure.
we jump into this classic of a movie.
Oh yeah.
Tiana says, "Hey, Rich, how you doing, Tiana? Hope you're doing
Hey,
well."
Tiana.
And then Nate, always a good supporter.
Always
What's
good.
up?
Yeah.
Okay. Our movie tonight, again, you see in the background, is Tusk. What is your initial thoughts on
At
Tusk?
first, I didn't. This was years ago um, when I saw the poster for it. At first, I'll be honest with you, I didn't even know that was Justin Long. I thought it was Daniel Radcliffe. I thought he was in the movie, and then once I first started watching it, and I saw it was Justin Long, I was like, "Oh, that's cool. I love Justin Long, man. He's great." And so, uh, that was when I first started watching it, first started looking at it. I wasn't sure what to make of it, but then it became a never-ending daymare of a movie that instead of a nightmare that I had to continue to watch while I was watching it, and I'm probably going to be doing a lot of hyperbole tonight on how much I didn't like this, but at the same time, it was very unique, very
Yeah.
disturbing, lots of undertones, lots of different social commentary as well. But it was, it's pretty good. How about you?
I really liked this when I first watched it. And I hadn't watched it in a little bit. And I told you, I watched it Thursday, I think. Maybe it was Thursday night, Friday,
Mm-hmm.
Friday. No, it's Thursday night. And I didn't enjoy this quite as much
Mm-hmm.
as we keep doing this series, as I'm finding as Kevin Smith gets farther out from his original 4 or 5 movies,
Mm-hmm.
I'm having a hard time connecting with.
Yes.
Like I did his original handful of films.
Sure.
And this one, it's not bad, but this movie is really short, but at times it feels long.
Very much. Very
Yeah.
much. At times it's Tarantino-esque, but not in a good way.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
especially with the dialogue.
Oh,
Some of Michael Parks's monologues are very Tarantino-esque, but
yeah.
again, not nearly done as well.
Did you ever listen to the podcast that it came from?
I heard snippets of it, and I heard it at the end of the movie, and then I went back and listened a little bit more online to the actual, podcast that it was on.
So, I this is so weird that I remember because I used to be I listened to Smodcast
Mm,
religiously. I never missed an episode. I even joined when it moved to the Kevin Smith Club. I joined that, paid the
mm,
$10 a month, which was kind of cool. You got these cool collector coins and stuff. I just kind of stopped
mm,
because I started listening to other podcasts, other movie podcasts, and I just kind of lost interest.
yeah.
But I remember where I was. I was at the school pickup line, picking my daughters up from school, and listening to Smodcast episode 259, and remember
Mm,
just dying laughing between Kevin Smith and Scott Mosier as they detail how they would make this movie. And it was
mm,
so funny. And never in a million years did I think they would actually make a movie, or he would make a
mm.
movie talking about this silly podcast episode. It just blew my mind when it was announced.
Yeah. And which is even weirder to think that someone um, posted this story on a what would be a Canadian esque version of Craigslist about the
Yeah,
come come sit with an old sailor for 2 hours, but you have to do it in a walrus costume, and
yeah,
having read that and heard that, I can only imagine the amount of just fun that those two had while they were talking about that.
exactly.
Hmm.
And so I'm going to get into. We kind of already touched on it.
Sure.
The idea came from the podcast, the
Hmm.
Smodcast, episode 253, the Walrus and the Carpenter. Um, I'm trying to think what else here. The film deals with an arrogant podcaster, which is Justin Long, who
Hmm.
travels to Canada for an interview, and in the process meets an eccentric retired sailor, which is Michael Parks. Which I think Michael Parks is a great actor, and there's
Yes.
parts of his performance in here I really like,
Hmm.
and there's just some that are kind of cringe. Um,
Yeah.
with the dark plans related to his obsession with the walrus named Mister Tusk. Tusk had its world premiere at the 2014 Toronto International Film Festival before it was released by A24.
Hmm.
And man, it doesn't seem this long ago, but September 19th, 2014. And like us, it's received mixed reviews. Um, it was his first major wide release since Cop Out.
Hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Like I said earlier, this was released on September 19th, 2014.
11
Uh,
years ago. That's
yeah.
crazy.
With a budget of $3 million. And the gross only grossed 1.9 million. Um, what do you expect
Yeah.
for something this body horror, really niche kind of movie
Hmm.
that's not doesn't appeal to his normal fans?
No.
Um,
No. I
it
mean,
was really
yeah, it's
no go
hard to
ahead.
believe that I would say it's hard to believe that he was even the same guy that did Red State. You look at something even further withdrawn from his typical
Hmm.
movies, and then Tusk is as far away from that as you can possibly get.
Yeah, and this was released on DVD and Blu-ray on December 30th, 2014. Now, earlier I said it had a mixed review, and it's clearly you can see it. IMDb gave this a 5.4, which is yeah. And Rotten Tomatoes critic score was 45. Even
Hmm.
the audience score is lower at 36. Um, but yeah, this is hold on here. This is a very different type of
Hmm.
movie. Um, I'm gonna get in right into Justin Long's performance.
Sure.
He, let me put this Justin Long there. I mean,
Hmm.
I liked him in Zack and Mary Make a Porno. He was funny in that.
Yes, very funny.
Um, uh, he his it's very much. It felt like at times he was reading his script. Am I
Hmm.
wrong to assess that? Um,
No, I think you're right there, and I think it's kind of one of those things where even though Justin Long's a good actor, I think it was very I don't know, kind of forced in the way that he had to be this podcaster, this shock jock podcaster, if you will, and it's almost like this guy reading a script as an actor as a podcaster, and it said that was kind of he took it deeper as that character. But yeah, I can tell in some of the parts he was, maybe just phoning it in a little bit, but you know, uh, it was still a good performance. But yeah, I can see where you're
The,
saying that.
I think it's the first parts we get bits of him. It felt
Mhm.
like he was trying to be Kevin Smith at times.
Yes.
Yeah, Kevin Smith wrote it, and it felt like it's hard to explain how he was trying to channel Kevin Smith when he shouldn't have been doing that. He should have
No,
just
should
been
have just.
Justin Long.
Mhm.
Make it his own. Don't try to be the smart
Yeah.
cast Kevin Smith and stuff.
No, very. I mean, he could have just, yeah, he could have been himself. I mean, Justin Long has his own podcast. I'm pretty
Hmm.
sure he does it with his brother. I think it's his
I think he
brother
did.
who
Yeah.
does. Yeah, or he did for a while. And when I almost wish he would have acted like that in the movie, because he was, just all and outright just a normal dude on his podcast. I used to listen to
Yeah.
that one on the way to work in the past, and I listened to the one where he had Kevin Smith on, and that was a great one.
See, I've never listened to that one.
Yeah, it was
Um,
good.
then you get Haley Joel Osment. How do you say his last name?
Haley Joel Osment. Yeah, I was I
Yeah,
was waiting. I was waiting for him to see. I was waiting for him to say "I see walruses" somewhere in that movie, but he didn't
right.
have. So
He was kind of just there. Didn't
yeah, yeah,
kind of
very,
a waste, I think. Same with
very much. I
Genesis.
need a. I need a paycheck.
Hmm. Yeah, same with Genesis Rodriguez. I think that's her name.
Yes.
Very beautiful lady.
Yeah, very, very beautiful. Yes, very,
Um,
very easy on the eyes.
yeah, just kind of there. Again,
Mm,
it felt like they were not important. They weren't fleshed out.
no, no. This could have been the way I always look at this one too. Is this was a joke of an idea that was turned into a movie that should have been a short film that turned into a
Yes.
feature length film that should very easily still have only been 25 minutes, like at most. You know what I
Right.
mean? And
Yeah. Yeah.
actually, I
Yeah.
think that's where Kevin Smith literally could have delved into the arena of short film again with this. And I think actually it might have been more advantageous for him to have put this in as a short film, than an actual like
Yeah.
feature length. And I think it would have gotten way better reviews and way more acclaim had it been, touted as a short film instead of a feature length film.
Yeah. Let's get to the comments here. We got a couple comments.
Sure.
This is RC. She's a great supporter.
Oh
Rest in
yeah.
peace, David. Yeah, we miss him every
Yeah.
day. I miss him every
Absolutely.
day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Will you see the new Sam Raimi Rachel McAdams movie, Send Help? I will. I
Hmm.
This looks really good. It looks like Rachel McAdams is stepping outside of what she normally does, and she's like savage in this movie. Like she's a
Really?
badass. Yeah. I'm excited to see it. Maybe it comes out in February. I could be
Hmm.
wrong.
Not seen the I've not seen the trailer for that. I'll definitely have to check that one
Yeah,
out.
it's Sam Raimi's new one. Um, have you seen the when Kevin Smith talks about doing the Prince documentary? Is that still involved? Yeah, that documentary he worked on will never see the light of day. Um,
Yes, I did. I think if I remember rightly, he was thinking about doing that same thing. What he was also thinking about doing that documentary about the hockey team, wasn't he? He wasn't he
yeah,
thinking about doing that?
yeah. The
Hmm.
the When he talks about it, it's on An Evening with Kevin Smith, the first one. He goes into great detail on that, and then on the second one, somebody asked him a question about it. If you got any repercussion, then he goes into another story where the people from Prince's camp called him up like, "Hey, you weren't supposed to talk about it because you signed an NDA," and he never signed it. So it's kind of funny story.
Yeah.
Yeah, those Evening with Kevin Smith DVDs are phenomenal. I remember that first one. I probably put that in my player. I've probably seen it 30 times. That
Mm.
first one is so good.
I have it sitting right back there on my shelf back there.
Yeah,
I should
it's
go.
such a good one.
Yeah.
Go on a dark ride for Mallrats or Tusk. Ooh, that's tough. I, I would go Mallrats.
No, Mallrats,
Yeah,
100%.
yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Oh, miss you, Rich. So happy. Thank you. I'm glad to be back. Like I said, I have Adams here. We're going to be continuing our Kevin Smith um, ride, whatever you want to call it, deep dives.
Yeah,
And then after that, we're going to announce what our next director is going to be, which I'm excited for.
me too.
So yeah, thanks for being here. Thanks for being a great supporter. I really
Yeah,
appreciate you,
for
and
sure. Yeah,
David appreciated
absolutely.
you too. Hold on, I think who should direct a Prince biopic?
Oof.
Oh, I would say Anton Fuqua because he looks like he did an amazing job with that first teaser trailer for Michael, which blew my socks off. I was like, oh, I'm so excited for that.
I was doing a little IMDb and earlier, and I saw the still frame for Michael, and I want to watch that here when we get done later. I want to see what that looks like because it looks like it's going to be pretty good.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm so excited for that. We'll
Mm.
do one more before we get back to. Also, do you want a Scorsese biopic? I don't need it, but do we
Me
really need
neither.
any film that's?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. I can live without it.
A
Okay,
print.
before.
Let's see. Maybe I don't know. I don't know. I think maybe even though I'm not super fan of his work, but I appreciate his work. Maybe not a super fan of
Yeah.
it, but maybe Spike Lee would do a good Prince biopic.
Oh, that's a good one.
Hmm.
I could see that. I'm not a
Yeah.
big fan of Spike Lee, but there's a handful of his movies that I really like.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, yeah. Where did we leave off? We're talking about Halo Genesis.
Well, yeah.
Um, okay, so he goes. Well, it's kind of weird because he goes to Canada to make fun of this dude, the ninja
Hmm.
dude, and the dude ends up dying, and then he runs into, like you said, the Canadian version. I guess it's not in the movie. It's not that way. It's like on a tack board where
Yeah.
this dude writes this thing, and he goes, gets drugged, and then this is where I think Justin Long's performances gets better once he gets
Hmm.
to Michael Parks' house and
Hmm.
has the conversation. Yeah, it's kind of childish when they're talking about the walrus penis and stuff, and but that wasn't even funny. Um,
No, that's why they tout this as a. Mhm. They tout this as a horror comedy, but I think it really lacks in the comedy department. It's more like horror cringe than the comedy part because even though there was a couple parts that make you, you know, chuckle here and there really wasn't any funny parts to
no,
this.
no,
You
it felt
know.
very forced.
Hmm.
Like it wasn't natural. Like when Kevin Smith's funny, I think it flows well. Like Clerks
Hmm.
2, Chasing Amy,
Hmm.
like all those early stuff. Everything flowed so well.
Hmm.
And I think as we get into these later movies, I think Kevin tries so hard to be funny again. I don't know. I'm not saying he didn't lose his funny because his stand-ups were all funny. But when it
Yeah.
comes to him putting it on film, I think he's reaching and trying to recapture his humor. And to me, it just doesn't work
Well, I
in
think
anything.
Yeah, no, I think one of his big things that he has fallen into the trap of was trying to be funny to a generation that didn't need his humor, that didn't want his humor. And he tried to placate that generation by making the kind of movies that he was making, like Yoga Hosers and even a
Mm-hmm.
little bit of Tusk and reboot, if you will. And with that, he got away from he almost tried to make a PC version of himself, and you
Which
can't do
doesn't
that.
work.
No,
Yeah.
at all. And you can't do that at all. And it makes it look forced. It makes it look, kind of like an old man trying to weasel his way into a kid's conversation, and they just look at him and go, "What are you doing?" But
Yeah.
that's what these are like. You know.
You nailed that on. They hit the nail right on the head with that. Um, it's it's you're right. Okay, so we're gonna get into now. So we're gonna get into Michael Parks here. There's times where he's creepy as hell in
Hmm.
this. And I really loved Michael Parks in
Yeah.
Red State. He was phenomenal in Red State.
Oh
I
yeah.
love that. He was scary.
Scary, very scary.
And then like he when he like drugs Justin Long, and just I didn't understand what he kept giving him the big gulp kind of cups.
Hmm.
I didn't understand that. I kind of distracted him. So why do you keep giving him this? Um, when the Justin Long wakes up in the wheelchair and one of his legs is missing, and you're like, oh man, like tries to tell the fact that Justin Long buys it for a hot minute that they didn't want to take him to the hospital and cut his leg off in a
Hmm.
house. To me, that was just weird. It didn't work.
Hmm.
Um, what are your thoughts on that particular
Yeah, I
ending?
mean, it was also another one of those. He's there, and he's like just going along with it. And there are times when he starts freaking out. And he's like blah blah blah, and like I would have been doing that from the very beginning. I would have been
Yeah,
doing everything I can to, try to get my way out of there as fast as humanly possible. Even if I knew he had to kill me before I got out of there, I wouldn't let him. I would have tried to have not let him get to the point that he got to. But yeah, it's almost too calm and too laid back for the situation that was going on, because you can't, the minute that you get yourself involved in something like that, I can only imagine, you'd just be freaking out. You'd think, you wouldn't think, hey, this guy's trying to help me. You think more of like, this is a CSI, situation,
yeah.
you know.
What did you think, like, as he's building or sewing together this
Hmm.
walrus outfit? And that's kind of, I'm gonna put this up here. There's
Sure.
kind of a shot of just along in the walrus Tusk, Mr. Tusk. That's what it was called, right?
Mr. Tusk, yes.
Mr. Tusk. What did you think, like the costumes, the practical effects that they used for?
At first I was like, ah, it's so grotesque. And then I was like, well, it still is. But I think that the practical effects of it, and actually using practical effects again and not doing CGI and things like that. Yeah. And like, the idea that he was sewing all these different people together, this, human skin to make this walrus of
Yeah,
all the humans that he killed. And that's the much darker part of that suit than just the suit itself, is that he ends up wearing other people to make the walrus suit. And yeah, it was just kind of, I liked it. And then like the more the movie went along, it was harder to like keep watching it, because it it I want to say it towed the line between being gross and disturbing and just funny. Like you're just like, this is
yeah.
goofy hell. Like what, who would do this? So it was weird how it towed that line between trying to be serious, and you just keep looking at it and going, this is ridiculous.
You said something serious. This movie's hard to take serious.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Yeah. Now, if this was just like like a kidnap, okay, I'm gonna turn you into something.
Hmm.
Just something about this movie just doesn't hold up for me. It just
No.
doesn't work, and like it used to.
Hmm.
We forgot to talk about Johnny Depp's cameo in this.
Hmm.
That caught me off guard when I first watched this.
Yeah.
And I'm not a Johnny Depp fan, but I think he actually did really well as Frank Lapointe or Dupoint, whatever the hell
Guy,
his name
or I
was.
thought it was Guy Lapointe, yeah, or
Yeah,
something
Guy
like
Lapointe.
Guy
Yeah, Guy
Lapointe,
Lapointe.
yeah, something like that. Yeah, the French Mountie, or the
Yeah,
French investigator. No, I know. I could tell as soon as it was when he was on the screen. I was like, "That's Johnny Depp," which is
yeah.
crazy, because you can just kind of tell in his
Mhm.
mannerisms and the way he talks, everything, and he
And that's his
doesn't even.
daughter in it
Yeah,
too. Yeah.
yeah, and that's not even, and he doesn't even take credit in the credits, because I don't.
No, he
I
doesn't.
Yeah, he doesn't even take credit for what he did, and Lord only knows how much he, asked to be paid to be in this. Probably not much at all, considering it
Yeah,
didn't make much. Just did it as a favor to Kevin Smith. But
yeah.
I would love to hear a story based on that, how he got,
I think he tells it. I think he tells it in one of the maybe it's on a Smodcast episode, but
Mm,
I remember hearing the story. I vaguely
okay.
remember. Oh, excuse me.
Yeah, he must have been a fan, another
Yeah.
one, because I mean, who would reach out to somebody like that and be like, "Hey, do you want to be in this awesome film that I'm making?" you know.
Right.
But no, it
Uh,
was neat. I like how he was kind of schizophrenic, and that as a police officer or an investigator, if you will.
yeah, very a lot of exposition. Is how you say exposition in his um scenes. Just a lot of explaining. So it kind
Yeah.
of builds up to gives more backstory to what's his face's character.
Oh
On the
yeah, the
bridge,
Michael
Michael
Parker.
Parks.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of explanation in that.
Yeah.
And then, I won't lie, I did chuckle at the junior high humor when he said he couldn't eat poutines because it gave him the shits. That
That's
made me
right.
funny.
Yeah.
That did make me laugh, and
Yeah.
I don't know why. Um,
Oh, I mean, you can't have a Kevin Smith movie without having a little bit of potty humor in there.
hmm
Can't do it.
I'm gonna go back to the comments real quick.
Sure. Yeah.
She's got thanks. Yes, those evenings ones are terrific. They really are.
hmm
Um, let's see here. These videos and all help me. I hope to start using Dave's scoring system. Oh, it's ingrained in my brain. I can't watch a movie without. I have a notes on my phone where every movie I watch I score it, and then I put it in my letterbox.
I
It's
was
just
very, I was very fortunate. I feel very fortunate and very proud to have done a by the numbers with Dave a long time ago. He and I did one, and that was definitely one of my favorite shows I ever got to do with him.
yeah. I miss him every day.
Oh
So,
yeah,
but
yeah, good
let's see
dude.
here. Overall, I admired Tusk in the he tried to do something, but feel that maybe that it would be interesting to see some kind of a walrus superhero than another being captive creature. Yeah. Um,
That would do it.
yeah.
Be something different.
There's such beautiful animals. They should dominate rather than be kept. Yeah.
hmm
Um, I want to see a Tom Petty biopic. That'd be interesting.
Yeah, I actually
Um,
read. I actually read some stuff about Tom Petty recently. I actually watched a whole YouTube video about him, how he basically gave the middle finger to the record industry, and then they ended up bowing to him, and it was actually kind of interesting. So yeah, to see a Petty biopic, that would be actually kind of neat.
uh, Kevin Smith White, not a very supportive creativity. Yeah. Um, he talks negative around Hollywood. Oh, he's usually joking when he's talking about Jen, his wife. It's always in fun. Hollywood Babylon, it's full of jokes. Yeah, he's um, give him some big IP. I'd love to see Where's Waldo for him. Like I hated Napoleon Dynamite.
So that's
Uh,
where I'd have to disagree with you wholeheartedly
yeah,
on
I can't do Napoleon's Dynamite. I really can't. Um, she's got. We'll do a couple more here.
that.
I want to help more people use the 4K. Yeah, it's always available. Go to the Faces for Radio original YouTube page. It's explained in those. Um, older videos of streams, reviews, streams available, which they're all on his original channel. The 4K lowdown. He changed it over to the Faces for Radio. It was hard. I have the login information. I was going to keep it up, but it was hard to do two channels at once. I was still doing my channel, so I
hmm
just decided, okay, I'm going to stop there and just put everything on my channel now.
hmm
Yeah. All right. Where are we at on the discussion here? It's not quite the
Uh,
walrus.
yeah.
Okay, what do you think of once this is where it gets really weird for me. Once he's trying to teach, he gets Justin Long fully transformed
hmm
into the walrus. What what are your thoughts on the scenes where he's trying to teach him how to swim, eat the raw fish,
Yeah,
and
it's very I don't know. Like I was watching this and I'm not going to take credit for anything that I'm really about to say, but I actually watched a dude's review of this and it made me think of some of the things and I was like, man, that's a really good review of it. Um and if people do want to know who it is, a guy named Zaffy. It's the first time I've actually ever heard of him. He's got a big following on YouTube. But he was talking about how um, the him turning him into a walrus and what that whole transformation was like. I said, and he says, Zaffian, and of course I'm loosely quoting him here, but there's this nihilistic view of a um, when he turns him into this walrus, is that it's like this trauma-driven existentialism and this human regression and a nihilistic view of the world, but it's like it could be all those things and none of them at the same time. And just watching him change into the walrus, and all I could ever think of while he's making him want to do these things was like, I'd be doing everything I could to try to kill myself. I never even
Yeah,
thought
I
about
would
wanting
too.
to kill
Yeah,
myself, like, ever. But if that ever happened to me, I'm just like, I'd sink to the bottom and wouldn't even try. I'd be like, no, there's no way I'm living like this. Like, there's no
yeah,
way, like, and so that almost, and then I'm going to use something else he said here too, and I really liked how he said it, this baptism through pain and transformation of this really weird way of looking at life. And it's it can go beyond what you want to look at it in this very existential way of him thinking that this walrus character that saved him was his god, and that he wanted to recreate God. And you're like, wow, it's really bizarre when you really think about it and you look kind of deep
hmm
into it. Or you can just look at it on the surface level as this guy's a wackadoodle and he just turned somebody into a walrus. You know?
I'm gonna go with a wackadoodle on that one.
Yeah, I mean,
The the scenes where where Michael Parks gets into a whale costume,
yeah,
and
that's a little much.
that's yeah, and they quote unquote battle,
Hmm.
and that was really weird. And then how, like, at first I thought it was going to turn, when I first saw it, I thought it was going to go sexual. I was like, oh,
Like
it's good.
vulgar-ish, like,
Yeah.
yeah, like vulgar.
But, oh,
No,
I'm
like,
glad they didn't go that far. I'm
hmm,
glad they kind of toned it down, or he didn't go that way and just kept
yeah,
it to where he wanted to fight. And then it goes to the corny when you see the bumbling detective,
hmm,
and then you got I See Dead People and the beautiful Genesis Rodriguez
yes,
um, running through the house, and I didn't care for that. It didn't work. It was clumsy.
yeah,
Uh, and then all of a sudden, that's when Justin Long, spoilers, decides to kill Michael Parks.
hmm,
Like he sees, were they in the room when he tusks them?
yeah. I think they saw him kind of go nuts on him and stab him and
Okay,
everything like that. I'm pretty sure
yeah,
that they were, if I remember rightly.
yeah. I can't remember. I just
No,
saw
me
this movie
neither.
fucking Thursday.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, that was weird. Um, and then you don't really see no resolution from that. It just jumps straight to.
Hmm.
Was it a year later? Was it
Yeah,
jumps a
I
year?
mean, the idea of the rage behind someone transforming you into something that you didn't want to be, and then having to live that way, and you can't do anything to change it, and that would be enough to make you want to kill the dude that did it to you. But what would?
I want to see the story that I would be interested in is the story from once he gets rescued
Hmm.
to where he ends up. I want to see that story. Like what happens to him? What do they try to do for him? Like
Hmm.
where do they? He can't talk.
No, because they cut out his tongue.
Yeah. Um, he can't write because he doesn't. Yeah.
It's
He's
flippers.
yeah. Like I would like to see how they got to where they put him in the, it was an aquarium, whatever thing it was.
Yeah, like the zoo scene.
Yeah. I want to see that story from the moment he kills Michael Parks to where he gets to the um, zoo place. I would really
Yeah,
like to see
the
the
enclosure.
psychological,
Hmm.
because it flashes back. I do one part I really, really liked was when they're at the zoo, they flash back to him and Genesis in bed, and
Hmm.
you see the human connection.
Hmm.
And she says she misses him, the old him, where he cried, and he goes, "Yeah, I just
Yeah.
don't cry anymore," and stuff like that. And then you flash forward or go back to the present,
Hmm.
and when she says that, I forget what she even says to him, and you see him cry. Like he
Yeah, well,
understood.
she said something along the lines of like, um, that makes us different than the animals is that we cry and that they don't, and then he cries as the animal. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That I
something
thought
along
that
those
was
lines.
really, I really liked that part
Mhm.
of the
Yeah,
movie. That was yeah, that was really it because there's not
yeah. I
much
mean,
to this movie.
no, I mean it's very surface forward. It's not. There's nothing like I said.
Yeah,
Even though I took the liberties of using some of the things that Zaffe said in his review, looking a little deeper into it. You can look deeper into it all you want, but it's still
there's not much
just
there.
Tusk on the. It's still Tusk on the surface. You know, there's not a whole lot to it.
Yeah. Okay, so overall, this movie is very split in the middle. There either you
Mhm.
love it or hate it. There's no um, middle ground for this. This is probably outside of Cop Out, maybe. Um, I can't think of any other movies before this. Maybe Zack and Mary Make a Porno. I know
Mhm.
got some flack for that.
Yeah.
This is really where the line was drawn. Like, okay, dude, something's up. I remember people blamed the weed because he was smoking a lot of weed at the time,
No.
and they blamed that habit of his, the outcome of
Mhm.
Tusk. And I can kind of see that because it's wacky. Um, but overall, what would you give this on a 1 to 5 scale?
Sure. Probably. I don't think, just having reacted to it the way that I did the first time, having seen it, and then gone back through and rewatched a lot of clips and taken a lot from that. Um, Maybe I was a little too hard on it the first time and was like, "Oh, I'm never going to watch this again." Now, I probably will never watch it as a whole movie again, but seeing the little clips. And probably just a out of five, maybe 2.5 out of five. You
Funny you
know,
say that. At the time, I'm still a big Kevin Smith fanboy,
hmm
but for his earlier stuff, I
yeah,
really loved all that. But when this came out, I was so excited to see it. I remember I ate it up. I was like, "Oh, this is different. He's stretching himself." And so I remember I originally scored this. I gave this a 4 out of 5.
hmm
Um, upon rewatching it, and my tastes changing,
hmm
I had to bump this all the way down to a 2.5, 2.5
yeah,
star um, for this movie. I scored the Faces for Radio score. I gave it a 70. Um, but other than that, I probably won't watch this movie for a very, very long time.
I mean, I heard somebody in a review calling it a cult classic, and I was like, I don't
No,
think it's ever going to attain the status of a cult classic. It's going to be more like a uh, Elvira midnight movie that someone would pop in just to Mystery Science Theater 3000 it, but
yes.
that's about the extent of what this movie is going to do even in the future because people are going to look at it and go, "Did you ever hear this movie Tusk?" Yeah, and I don't want to see it. Like,
Right.
no, that's
Yeah.
gonna be the kind of thing that goes on there.
Yeah. This is to me, this is a miss. This is a miss
hmm
for him. This wasn't a hit. It's just a miss.
Oh no,
Straight up miss.
that's where I think he could have taken that $3 million, taken half of that money, or make a mill five or a mill, and did literally a short film, 25, 30 minute, or even, like a 15, 20 minute short film, and showcase that. And, whatever money or anything he got from it, he could have put
Right.
towards, maybe like an endowment for an arts thing or something like that for somebody, a young, a struggling director or somebody like that. But, to feature length this, that was not the best idea.
Hold on here.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I seen one of her questions in the. Also, are Dave's older business streams or streams available on? Oh, I answered this, but if
hmm
you go to, because she said she couldn't find them. This is the. It's hard to see it. The Faces for Radio. That's kind of the logo because there's a couple other Faces for Radio channels. but that's the one we used. You sent the 10 scoring prongs, but what are they? Are they offhand? You know what? I'll put them in the comment section after the video's done. I'll be tonight or tomorrow because after this, I got to go to bed. I got to work tomorrow.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I'm old.
Me too, man. But I promise I will put those in the comment section. I'll put the scoring system in there so you can have it. It's simple. It really is. But yeah, I'll be in there. So that's really it for Tusk.
Yeah.
It's a short movie, and we have another classic up next. In the what's it called? The Great North Trilogy.
I suppose so.
Yeah, and that is the cult classic, the cult trash movie, Yoga Hosers. I will admit, I have not got past maybe the first 15 minutes of this movie. I own it on Blu-ray. It's gonna be a tough watch.
I've watched like 10 minutes of it in clips, and I'm like, this is Kevin Smith. I'm like, did he, like, it almost makes me think that he handed the camera and the script off to like a 4-year-old in a preschool and was like, here, make a Kevin Smith movie. And that 4-year-old's like, I gotta give him my best shot. Like,
yeah,
that's what I've gotten so far out of Yoga Hosers. And I'm like, this is, I can't even begin. I know it's probably going to be one, unfortunately, that I'm going to end up tearing to shreds because I just can't.
Yeah, no, me too.
I can't. It to me already going into it, not knowing much about it, but knowing enough about it. I swear I am going to watch it like it's a Mystery Science Theater 3000 movie. Like that's how I'm looking at it and just being like, was he being serious or was he being serious? Was he trying to be funny? Was he trying to be campy? Was he trying? Well, like what was this? Was this his version of a John Waters movie? Like what's going on here? Like,
See, I remember when he was promoting it and talking about making it. He characterized it as Clerks with females, and it does not. The parts I've seen, it does nothing. Like it doesn't even have the tone. It doesn't have.
So I'm saying he's writing for an audience that's not his, and that's the problem.
Yeah, you really described that well. That's a great way to look at it because
he's been doing that over the last, and even when we get to reboot was just a PC toned down version of Jay and Silent Bob, like the first one, Strike Back. You know, you when you go into reboot, you're like, man, just walk off into the sunset already. It's gonna be fine. Yeah. People will remember you, but then you wheel your wheelchair back out to do reboot, and you go, I can't. This is just you know.
There's one scene like I think I've said 100 times in reboot is we get the Chasing Amy sequel, which I fucking loved. I almost cried in that scene. I was just with Holden and what's her face? My mind went off the.
Yes, I know who you're talking about. Yeah,
that whole scene, phenomenal. I love that. That's the best part of that whole fucking.
The worst part was having to try to not look at Jason Mewes' mouth.
Oh yeah. I remember you talked about that. Yeah.
Yes, the mess mouth is going to be the hardest thing once I go back and rewatch that and have to listen to his lisp through his dentures from doing too much mess. It's gonna be a tough one there too.
We only got a handful left. We got Yoga Hosers. We got Clerks. No, we got Jay and Silent Bob reboot. Clerks 3. And I think that's it, right?
I swear I had, and that is it, but I swear I heard someone say, or I read somewhere, that he was thinking of doing a Clerks 4, and I was like, how could you even, like, what would you even...
He's doing another Jay and Silent Bob.
Oh, he is.
Yeah, he is doing another Jay and Silent Bob. I know that. He announced that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, guys, come on.
Dude, that's what I mean. That's what I'm saying, like, just walk off into the sunset. People will think it's okay, you know, because he's really getting to the point where is it better to burn out than to fade away? Because he's burning out so quickly, you know, just fade into the sunset. We will remember you for the good times. That's
Yeah,
what I
because
want to tell him.
his first half of his career, man, those movies were very identifiable. You could
Hmm.
relate to him, whether it was his love story in Chasing Amy, whether it was hanging out with your friends in Clerks and Mallrats. There
Hmm.
was something you could always identify with.
Oh yeah.
His this later half, there's nothing you can identify with, and it's hard
No.
to get invested in these characters.
Yeah. I mean, he became. I think he sold out to the Hollywood propaganda machine and became everything that he hated. And then
Yeah,
he based his movies around not wanting to offend anyone, and by not wanting to offend anyone, you've offended everyone.
yeah,
So, you know, so what happens? You lose a whole swath of your audience, and you're not going to get them back unless you go back to your roots. And in this case, having gone back to the roots of Clerks 3, and I can't wait till we talk about that one either,
yeah.
because he took that in the worst possible direction that he could have. Because I know a million and three other stories that Clerks 3 could have become, and it was just, ugh, I was
I can't
so
wait to get
turned
to that.
off. Oh, I know, yeah,
So, do you want to hit yoga hosers at the end of December? Do you want to do yoga hosers at the end of December?
possibly, yeah, maybe
Yeah,
like in that space between like after Christmas before New
yeah,
Year's, like somewhere in there.
yeah, yeah.
That'd be
I think
cool.
that'd be great. Yeah, because I don't want to give
Mhm.
because, like I said, I don't know the people that Faces for Radios by the Numbers is coming back with a
Mhm.
co-host. Um, my brain just went. Uh, Rob, dude,
Rob, yeah.
Alzheimer's is kicking in. Rob is going to be the new
Yeah.
co-host. We're coming back in December, maybe
Mhm.
late November, early December. I haven't decided. I'm going to hook up with him this week. We might be doing an Instagram live to
And I
talk about
think I
fans.
think I think you and I have even talked about to let the fans know. Maybe you and I have even talked about dipping into some out of print, doing an out of print show or an out of print where we talk
Mm-hmm.
about ones that people don't get to see or hear about very often.
So you would
And
have to educate me on all that, and you would be.
oh, it's
I'll
all
bet
right.
you just yeah, because
It'd
you're
be a
the
fun show.
yeah. That'd
But
be cool to do.
no, this has been fun, man. I really appreciate you having me, and I
No, dude,
love
I'm
going.
glad we're back.
Yeah. Yeah,
Too bad it
indeed.
was this movie instead of one that we really liked. But we had to
Yes.
chug through this. We got another one to chug through. But that's it, guys. Again, thank you, Adam. Wait, Adam, tell them again. Repeat where they can
Yeah,
buy your
yeah.
merchandise from.
Like I said, I love collect rare and out of print DVDs, VHSs, Blu-rays. And I've been doing it now for about 15 years. I started my uh, want to say my out of print collection about '07, '08, and just been growing it ever since. And I have a lot of stuff that I keep, but there's a lot of stuff that I put up for the world to take a look at, and that's on my Amazon site. And it is amazon.com/shops/Archangel OOP. And you'll be able to go on there and peruse. And if you got any questions about anything, hit me up.
Do you have anything on there right now that you're selling that people could be interested in? That's
Oh gosh,
um,
there's about almost a little over 1,300 pieces up on there
oh wow,
for everybody
wow.
to take a look at and see. There's a little bit of everything for every taste. There's horror, drama, comedy, whatever you name it,
Yeah.
it's up there.
Oh, we got a latecomer here. We got Movie Hunter 2020. How you
Movie
doing?
Hunter, Movie Hunter, how are you doing, sir? I have missed chatting with you. I very much so.
Yeah. He's always been a great supporter. Love
Oh,
this
yes,
guy.
he has. Yes,
Yeah, he's
yeah.
always
Movie Hunter. If you
look
go
us.
on Reddit, look at my name there. Hit me up on Reddit.
Yeah. And he says, Adam. There's a lot of Adam. Yeah. Yeah.
Movie Hunter and I have spent many an evening until 2, 3 in the morning chatting about the world we used to know and the world we know now and how it's much different place than
Yeah,
the years past. And so no, I appreciate him very, very much. Yes, thank you so much for being still watching us, man. It's
yeah.
been
We
too
appreciate
long.
you.
Yes.
Um, Also, movie hunter. Once me and Pat get going on the Faces for Radio, man, I would love to get you as a guest
That
for.
man is a treasure trove of knowledge,
Hmm.
unbound for sure.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Anything else that you want to?
Now just looking forward to, doing more of these and
Yeah,
catching back up and having the audience chime in and ask us things and
yeah.
whoever
Thank you
you
for the
want to.
questions.
Oh yeah, thank you for everybody who joined us. Can't
Yeah.
thank you enough. Appreciate that, and definitely looking forward to the next one.
Well, don't get crazy. Not
No,
looking forward to chatting with you. Not looking forward to watching
yeah,
you.
no. The yoga hose is going to be a tough watch. That's going to be like swallowing a pill dry right there.
Ha ha ha. You know me. I just lurk in the shadows.
Well, don't lurk too hard.
Yeah.
Don't lurk too hard. Come find us. Come find us.
Yeah. Well, everyone, hope you have a great weekend. I hope you take time to watch some good movies, whether
Mhm.
they turn out to be bad. It doesn't matter. Just watch some movies.
Yes.
Enjoy your families. God bless and goodbye.
Take care, everybody. God bless.